Time to bring in our meteorologist, Pat Pagano. Good morning there, Pat.
And good morning, everybody. Happy TGIF. Of course, it is 9/11, and most of us do remember that ridiculous day. A very, very sad day. I'll talk about that in a second. But weather-wise, let's talk about that. A front is going through. So we'll have clouds, sun, less humid weather today, mid-70s. And with a clear sky tonight, we'll fall into the 40s. For tomorrow, we'll have sunshine in the mid-70s, and then Sunday, toss a coin. Our front will be moving this way. So one thing's for certain, it will cloud up. Next, rain developing, or will it be drizzle? Probably more like very, very light rain or drizzle, but when? I was thinking, sometime in the early afternoon. It looks like now it may hold off until late afternoon on Sunday. So that's good news, because what do we have scheduled? Do we have anything scheduled on Sunday, Marshall?
Yeah, on Sunday there's the drive-in at the Sharon Playhouse to benefit the Movie House in Millerton, a silent feature doubleheader with live accompaniment with live piano music and singing and stuff like that. That starts at 8 o'clock.
Okay, so obviously the chances are better to get a little bit of rain or shower activity at 8 o'clock, but nothing steady, nothing heavy. And the high Sunday, 70 to 75. Now, we'll briefly go to 80 with partly sunny skies on Monday, and then cooling down Tuesday and Wednesday. We probably will stay in the 60s during the day, and 40s and maybe even some 30s at night. Mr. Marshall Miles.
When are those 30s coming?
Tuesday, Wednesday.
Wow.
You don't go into the city anymore on Tuesday, do you?
No.
No, you don't. Okay, good. Well, that's a good thing. Well, not that the temperatures would matter anyhow. So let's talk about the tropics. There are, this is peak hurricane season, so this doesn't surprise me. There's a wave in the Gulf of Mexico. There's a wave over the Bahamas. One of those will develop into what I think at least a tropical depression or a tropical storm. And we'll have to watch it over the weekend because, as you know, once it gets into the Gulf, there's no way out. It's got to hit land someplace. So that has to be watched. Then you have Paulette that will become a hurricane, and she will hit Bermuda on Monday. And if the computer models are right, she'll hit Bermuda with a Cat 2 hurricane, which means anywhere from 115 to 125 mile per hour winds in Bermuda. Rene, drifting west, still a tropical storm, could become a hurricane, but it's going a little bit further west now than northwest, so that has to be watched, and it's very slow. The system off the African coast, likely to become a tropical depression or storm very quickly, and that has to be watched. Some of the long-range computer guidance take that storm and bring it pretty close to the southeast U.S. coast after next weekend. So it's over a week away, and we have plenty of time to watch that. So there's your tropics. And going back to 9/11, our officers were at JFK Airport. Marshall's heard this story many times. In our building, we were the only ones with a TV. And Mike Solomon, who was Marshall's meteorologist before me, he came out of the booth to tell me that a plane had hit into the Twin Towers, and right away we put on TV. We were watching it. And when he went back into the booth to record, and a little while later, a second plane hit. So I called him out of the booth, and I said, and Mike is a reserve guy. I said, Mike, I think we're being attacked. And he looked at me, his face turned white. I said, listen, I'm done with my shift. Do me a favor, hold the fort. I have to go get my mom. My mom was at my sister's restaurant having breakfast. My sister picked her up. They didn't have the TV on there. They had no idea what was going on. So I go bursting into the restaurant. I remember my mom, may she rest in peace. She was just about to put her scrambled eggs in her mouth. And I said, come on, Mom, we're going. And she said, what's the matter? I said, they're attacking the World Trade Center by plane. I said, there's been another attack in Pennsylvania. I said, and God knows what's going to happen. We have to get out of here, and I have to go get my niece and my nephew out of school. And we did, and brought them to my house. And of course, the rest of the tale is history. We just, waited till everything unfolded. And it was probably, aside from me remembering as a kid the assassination of President Kennedy, I think it was the next most heartbreaking, memorable thing in my mind.
Well, I remember it extremely well. I had my I had my shoulder surgery, and so I was laid up, and I got to unfortunately have to sit there and watch nothing but this on television. It's one of those days. I was old enough to remember the day President Kennedy got shot, and I also remember vividly 9/11, and for you try to tell young people, students, study your history and learn from the history. If you don't know about this, Google it and get online and see what happened and understand. So this is a horrific memory day. I mean, you think about the people that were killed, between 2,000 and 3,000 people. Just think about how that affected the family trees of all these families. It's when you think about it, it's too big.
It's mind blowing.
Yeah.
And what's more mind blowing to me, and I just keep going over it and over and over it, how clever they were who planned the attack, and how unclever we were that we didn't know about it.
Well, we had heard stuff about it, but nobody had ever used a plane as a missile before.
Yeah.
Nobody had ever used a plane basically as a missile before.
And yes, and by the way, I sent you a picture of the bear.
I saw the bear is now. It's going to be posted when the weather gets up on the on-demand page. It's a rather skinny bear you got there.
Doesn't matter.
I know.
I'll take my garbage home. I'm not going to the dumps.
I said that bear is a very skinny bear compared to bears we see up here.
Really?
You guys obviously don't eat enough. All right, Pat. I want you to have a good weekend, a safe weekend, and we'll speak to you again on Monday.
Sounds good.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Pat Pagano in the Weather Center this morning with a check on our tri-state forecast on Robin Hood Radio.